I'm not sure I'm safe alone with you.
Oh, that phone keeps ringing the way it usually does. You're perfectly safe.
Oh, it won't, will it? It's after hours.
Is your idea to stay home?
If we drink any more, I think we should eat.
Oh, now there speaks a wife.
Can I change my mind about going out for dinner?
For you, my darling, anything. I'll phone Jules at the Dorset, see if he can book a table.
What about the little Italian place?
What? It's only a cafe.
It'd be lovely.
I love you. See what I mean?
You want me to get it?
Nurse Simpson to emergency ward. Nurse Simpson at once, please. Emergency ward. Doctors Wright and Brown. Casualty, please. Doctors Wright and Brown.
How is she? Not too good.
What about the hemorrhaging?
Severe. Also multiple head injuries. As you probably saw, she took the full force of the blast down her right side. There's considerable damage to the thoracic region, fragments in the right lung. Probably more elsewhere, we can't tell yet. Don't worry. We'll do our best.
Nurse McGuire.
Was able to make an emergency landing at a nearby field. Police a short time ago attended a doctor's surgery in an inner-city suburb where a shooting is reported to have taken place. An unknown person was rushed to King Alfred Hospital and is currently undergoing emergency surgery.
Bang!
Canberra. The gunman
Jeez,
only-
Dave! The batteries are gone.
What do you shoot through on me for, Herbie?
I didn't think there was much point in hanging around.
He's gonna need emergency surgery too, smart bastard. That'll teach him. I bet he doesn't feel too bloody smart now. You did a good job, Herbie. Ringing up like that.
Yeah, I know.
Poor Mum stuck back in that hole. He had it coming to him, didn't he? For putting her in.
I don't know.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Well, maybe if you hadn't have gone and seen her in the first place, she wouldn't be in trouble now.
You telling me I'm not allowed to see my own mum?
No.
I'm not good enough for my own family, is that what you're saying?
No,
You're as bad as the cops and the rest of them, aren't you?
I didn't say that. Geez, Dave, I don't like the cops any more than you do.
No. Do you know why? Because you're in this up to your ears, aren't you? I sometimes wonder why I don't put you out of your misery. At least Shane had the guts to die like a man. I only hope I go like that when I die. I'm tired.
Dave,
Yeah?
listen up. I've got this mate. He drives a truck at sort of owner-driver. He does the Adelaide run twice a week. Anyway, I was thinking maybe he could give you a lift.
I don't know, Herbie. It'd mean I was running out of Mum and the kids, wouldn't it?
You said you was going to move once you got the dock.
Yes, I did. Look, I don't know. I'll think about it.
Yeah, did you make any more noise?
Sorry, I couldn't sleep.
What's the matter, anyway?
I was just going to make some coffee.
What's up? You're worrying about those kids of yours, I suppose.
I was just thinking about Davey.
Yeah. That was a pretty stupid thing he did. Shooting a cop.
They won't let up on him. They never do, not when it's one of their own.
Yep.
They'll just hunt him down like some animal until they get him.
Yeah, well, they haven't got him yet. And it's been a while. Besides, he might still give himself up.
No, he won't. Not now. Oh, Bea, I wish I could have done something, anything, I don't know.
Look, love, you can't go holding their hands forever. Comes the day they've got to look after themselves and face up to whatever it is they've done.
Yes, but I just wonder whether the poor kid ever had a chance. What with his father being inside all the time. And Davey always looked up to him.
You can't blame a boy for wanting to take after his dad.
No, but you can blame his dad for leading the kid astray. Sometimes I wonder whether it's really worth having kids at all the hurt they seem to cause.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's not worth having husbands. Now, that'd solve all our problems.
I'm sorry, Dr. Miller. I know how you must feel, but this is important. You say you saw and heard nothing immediately prior to the shooting?
No.
Well, can you tell me exactly what you do recall?
Not very much, really. We'd been discussing going out for a meal, and the phone rang. Karen answered it, and suddenly there was this explosion, and she was lying on the floor. God, if we just ignored the bloody thing, we'd be having a dinner now.
When the phone rang, you thought it was a patient, I take it?
Well, yes, of course.
And who was it? Did you find out?
Well, no, I didn't think of checking. By the time I did, he'd hung up.
Do you recall anything unusual, any strange incidents over the past few days, even?
No. Well, there was this fellow who seemed a bit odd, I suppose.
Yes.
He came to the surgery for a checkup. Kept asking questions, suggesting I went on holiday, stuff like that.
You didn't think to report it at the time?
No, I didn't have any reason to. God, he's too stupid to be dangerous. Just some petty crim looking to burgle the place, that's all. We couldn't have had anything to do with this. Why would he want to shoot Karen?
Can you describe the man?
20, thick-set, short, dark curly hair.
It's just that we have reason to believe there could be a connection with the man who shot the police officer.
Pat O'Connell's son? No, it wasn't him. I've seen a photograph of him.
Could be an accomplice, though. The weapon was similar.
Why? They wouldn't even know Karen.
In all probability, that shot was meant for you.
Why? That doesn't make sense either.
Just the same, I'd advise you to be careful over the next few days. There's a good chance I'll try again. I can arrange for a police guard if you like.
No, I don't think so. Not at the moment.
Yeah, just as you wish. In the meantime, I would like to get a statement from you. I won't trouble you tonight. Morning will do.
Yes, of course.
And I do think it'd be a good idea if you try and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Dr. Downing to outpatient, please. Dr. Downing.
She out of the theatre?
Yes, we finished a couple of minutes ago.
How was it?
A mess. Glass and pellet fragments everywhere. We got most of them out.
What do you think?
Oh, she's in deep shock, of course. The hemorrhage is under control, and as I said, we managed to remove most of the fragments. But there are a couple of fragments lodged close to the heart. Too close. I don't want to go in after them. She's too weak at the moment. It might do more harm than good. Why don't you go and grab some sleep? You can't do anything here. I'll call you the minute there's any change.
Thank you. I'll wait. She regains consciousness. I'd like to be here.
looking for Karen. She never came home last night.
Doreen!
Well, I suppose she was at the doc's place. I wish she'd just move in with him and stop messing around.
It's just been on the radio. Karen!
What about her?
She's been shot last night. She's critical, they reckon.
Where is she?
King Alfred Hospital.
Dr. Downing to outpatients, please. Dr. Downing.
Tom. Listen, this bacon's delicious. Did you get it at a new place?
No, the same butcher I've always gone to. Actually, I thought I might get a leg of pork for tonight. The children really like it.
Yeah, good idea. Oh, listen, guess who I ran into yesterday? Jeff Butler.
Oh, yes?
Come on, Leela, he wasn't that bad.
Oh, no, you two were great mates. Fought your way through Vietnam single-handed the way I heard it.
Yeah, not quite. Anyway, he's left the army now.
Oh? He always gave me the impression he was made for it. Obsessive, ruthless.
He was a fine soldier, Leela, and a damn good bloke to have by your side. Anyway, apparently he's in insurance now.
Insurance?
Yeah, he arrived from Perth. So I've invited him over for dinner.
When?
Tonight.
I see.
Well, I can put him off if you like.
Oh, no. It's okay. If we must, we must.
Good. Well, see you tonight, then.
I'll be looking forward to it.
Melbourne. A woman was arrested today at Tullamarine Airport only minutes after arriving on the flight from Los Angeles. It is believed the woman, Jeanette Rose Dominguez, is wanted for questioning by U.S. authorities on the recent bombing of a South American official outside the United Nations headquarters in New York.
Oh, that's stupid. I don't understand why those people do that.
That's politics for you.
Still stupid. I mean, it's bad enough doing time for yourself, you learn for someone else.
The woman tragically shot yesterday evening, today lay critically ill in the intensive care ward of King Alfred Hospital. Police have identified the woman as Karen Mary Travers. Detective Sergeant Allen, speaking from Russell Street headquarters, said he believes Mrs. Travers may have been the victim of mistaken identity. Police are continuing their inquiries.
Do they say Karen Mary Travers?
That's our Karen.
For the latest quarter show of...
Shot at, Sid?
Well, who'd want to shoot Karen?
Some nut.
They said they must have got the wrong person.
Well, I shall bloody well hope so. What's she ever done to deserve that?
Oh, it can't be her, can it?
Oh, Mrs. Jackson, we just heard in the radio
About Karen. I only heard myself this morning.
Well, was she all right?
Look, I don't know any more than you do.
Well, could you ring the hospital for us and find out how she is?
They didn't say much on the radio.
Yes, of course.
Tom.
Hello? Yes, it's Erica Davidson speaking. I'm a friend of Mrs. Travers, Karen Travers. Could you tell me how she is, please? Yes? Yes, I understand. And she's still unconscious? I see. Thank you. Goodbye. There's no change. She's still on the danger list.
Oh, it's just incredible.
I rang Greg as soon as I heard. His receptionist said he'd been at the hospital all night.
Oh, poor Greg.
Yes, must be pretty rough on him. Yes.
The VJ's arrived about Coulson.
Oh, thank you, Vera. Show him in. Meg, do you think you could arrange some tea?
Certainly.
Mr. Goodwin, how are you?
Fine, Mrs. Davidson.
Sit down, please. I've ordered some tea.
Most kind, thank you.
Vera, would you tell Mr. Fletcher that the justice is here and fetch Coulson, have a standby?
Right. Now, what have we this morning?
Just the one, Mr. Goodwin. Rosalind Coulson.
Breaking and entering the prison surgery, theft and possession of prohibited drugs, willful destruction of prison property. Sounds enough to be getting on with. Coulson. Isn't she the one that was charged with shooting the McNally woman?
Yes, McNally had been acquitted of murdering her mother.
Sure, yes, I recall the case. Unfortunate incident.
Well, Coulson views it as an act of conscience.
No doubt. And by right, society is probably indebted to her. But for the McNallys, the criminal courts would most likely lose half their present business. Unfortunately, the law doesn't view it in quite the same manner.
No.
What's your opinion of the girl?
Well, she's very young, rather idealistic, and unfortunately quite irreconciled to her present position.
KJ 159. Please move from the ambulance bay. You are blocking all ambulances.
Doc. Greg,
Oh, hello, Doreen.
how is she?
She's not too well, I'm afraid. She still hasn't regained consciousness.
I tried to get in to see her, but they wouldn't let me.
Well, no, they wouldn't. She's in intensive care.
Suppose you got in, though, you being a doctor and everything.
No, it doesn't quite work like that, Doreen.
Have you been here a long time?
Oh, yes. Didn't see much point in going anywhere else.
No. I came as soon as I heard, but I only knew about it this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have got word to you.
Oh, no, it's not your fault. I felt real rotten when I heard. I've been saying some pretty terrible things about her. It's not fair. What's she ever done except help people? I just wish we could do something. What about Karen's mum? Don't you reckon we should tell her?
Oh, the police have already done that. She's flying down this morning. She took it pretty badly, I think.
Karen never talked much about her. It's funny. People never ever care till it's too late.
Still may not be too late.
It's me, Dave. It's only me.
What time is it?
About 10:30. I just went out to get some breakfast. Look at this. Here. You knocked off the wrong one. Did you hear me? You got his bird
I
instead.
know, I can read.
I thought you wanted the doctor bloke.
I did. We're just gonna have to try again, that's all. Only this time we'll do it properly.
No.
Of course we will.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I just can't. Look, you know. I'll get you a lift, you mean, mate? Knock off another motor even, but I just can't go through that again.
Look, I don't think you understand, Herbie. I've already knocked off 2 people with this. I don't think 3 is going to make that much difference. Or even 4! Good. So let's make sure it isn't 4. Right? And as for our doctor friend here, won't be a hospital he'll be needing this time. It'll be a bloody undertaker.
Come on, Coulson. You've got a visitor.
Who?
The visiting justice. Now hurry up, they're waiting. I wouldn't worry about that. You'll be coming back.
Then why bother going?
We've got to make sure you get a fair hearing.
I then entered the recreation room to find Coulson wildly throwing various articles about the room. I reminded her that she'd already been warned about her behaviour and then escorted her to solitary confinement.
That concludes the evidence.
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to say something, Coulson? This is not a formal hearing, and there's no obligation to do so. But it is in your interests to give your own version of the events. Well?
Well, with the first charge, the drugs, I did take them. I suppose it was pretty stupid, but I'd been told I could get extra food and things with them.
You realize such drugs used without adequate medical supervision can be harmful?
Yes.
Go on.
With regard to the willful destruction of property, that's just not true. I was defending myself.
Oh? Against whom?
B. Smith.
I see no record of it in evidence. Why didn't you report it at the time to the appropriate authorities?
I wasn't given much of a chance. I was just thrown straight into the pound.
Into solitary? What have you got to say about that, Mr. Fletcher?
Well, there's nobody near us, sir. They're all on the other side of the room, trying to get out of the way.
Well, of course they were by the time you got there. If you'd been there when you should have been, you would have seen it all.
Was this B. Smith present at the time?
Yes, sir.
I think it might be an idea to have Smith here, don't you think?
Miss Bennett, fetch B. Smith, please.
That poor kid. Gets herself a parole, finds a job, manages to land herself a decent bloke. Well, decent as they come, that is. And then crunch. Makes you wonder if it's all worth it, doesn't it?
Smith, the VJ wants to see you.
Oh, now what have I done?
Apparently bashing Coulson.
Oh, bull. I told Fletch what happened. That little brat started chucking things around for no reason. I had nothing to do with it. Ask Pat, she was there.
That's right, Miss Bennett. That's how it was.
Well, it's 2 against 1. Who are you going to believe?
That's up to the VJ.
And then Pat better come too.
Well, I haven't got time to argue, O'Connell. Come on.
Geez, Ros is dumb. She doesn't know when she's well off.
Come in.
O'Connell claims she witnessed the incident also, Mrs. Davidson. I thought it best to bring her along.
Thank you, Miss Bennett. Wait outside, Coulson.
Look to the front, Smith.
This is B. Smith, Mr. Goodwin, the prisoner Coulson referred to.
Smith, you're aware of the nature of the hearing, I take it?
Yes, Your Honour.
Coulson alleges the reason she acted as she did the other day in the recreation room was because you were assaulting her.
She would say that.
I beg your pardon?
She would say that. Knowing the way I feel about drugs, I'm the obvious one for her to put in.
I see. You did not assault her.
That's right, sir.
Although you did have cause, in your own eyes, because of Coulson's theft of the drugs.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think she would start throwing things without apparent cause?
I don't know. Unless to attract attention to herself. Well, she has been having trouble settling in.
Has she?
Yes, sir.
I see. Thank you, Smith.
Patricia O'Connell, Mr. Goodwin.
Was this woman present at the time?
Well, she certainly was by the time I arrived there, sir.
What was your impression of the incident? What did you see happen?
Well, it was like B said, Your Honour. Ros just started throwing things.
Without apparent cause?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
You can both wait outside.
And wait there until you're called.
Yes, Miss Bennett.
Well, what do you think?
It's hard to say. On the one hand, it seems unlikely that Coulson would accuse Smith without justification. On the other, Smith's story was corroborated by O'Connell.
Do you stick to your original report?
Well, I see no reason to change it, sir.
If I may make one comment, sir.
Yeah?
It probably should be pointed out that Smith and O'Connell share the same cell.
Yes?
And Smith's got a reputation for causing trouble.
Yes, but O'Connell hasn't, sir. Her record both here and at Barnhurst has been exemplary.
She's got a convict sense of loyalty. The way she broke her parole shows that.
Perhaps you would like to see O'Connell's record for yourself, Mr. Goodwin.
Yes, that might be a good idea.
Looks like someone's going to have to be taught another lesson about lagging. I don't know. You just can't talk to some people.
Oh, leave her alone. She's in enough strife as it is. I'm sorry, love. Well, I had to. You'll learn in time. That's the way it is.
Spoiled your record now, Sister Pat. Haven't you? You've lied to the screws. Well, you better just hope they don't find out or they'll take your halo away from you.
Coulson, in here. You two can get back to the laundry.
Surprise, surprise.
On your way, Smith.
How can we with all the doors locked these days, Vera? Or had you forgotten?
All right. Report to Officer Meadows in the staff room. She'll escort you.
Bye-bye.
And in my opinion, both charges are proven. With regard to the first, concerning the theft of drugs, a most serious offence, guilt has been admitted. With regard to the second, that of willful destruction, I have no option other than to accept the evidence against you. In all probability, you are going to serve a long sentence in this or a similar establishment. Now, the sooner you accept the fact and learn to live with it, the better for yourself and those forced to endure your company. You are sentenced to a further 3 days in solitary confinement, and I suggest you consider it a lenient sentence under the circumstances. That's all.
Return Coulson to solitary, Miss Bennett.
It's funny, you know. Getting Miller's chick was a bit of luck. He's probably feeling it worse than if I'd got him in the first place.
Yeah. Maybe more even. Maybe it's better just to leave it like that, huh? You know, make him really suffer.
No, he's still gonna get his. Maybe I should write a letter to the papers telling them why I've done it. Maybe not. When's your mate leaving for Adelaide?
Oh, I don't know. Tomorrow, I think. I'll have to see him first, but...
We'll have to get Miller tonight, then. It's okay. Got anything to eat?
Yeah, some biscuits, I think.
Where?
In the front room.
Whereabouts?
In the cupboard.
Where?
Top shelf, I think.
Where on the bloody top shelf?
On the top shelf at the back.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? Go on.
Thanks. Look, I better go over. Mate's place, you know, if you like. Tee up that lift.
Well, don't take all day. We've still got something to do, remember?
Yeah, sure. Really make sure of it, huh?
Yeah.
You seen it?
See ya.
You should consider yourself lucky.
Why? Because I'm being punished for something that wasn't my fault.
Because the VJ was easy on you. Wait another 10 years or so, then see how you go.
I won't be in here another 10 years.
No?
And if I am, I'll be like B. Smith. And I'll get away with anything I want to. But you don't care anyway. Just as long as someone's getting hurt, you're happy. Aren't you? Oh, Mr. Fletcher, I have a phone call for you. Would you like to take it here?
Who is it, you know?
A Jeff Butler?
Yes, Jeff. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit the worse for wear myself, mate. Yeah, look, mate, I'm pretty busy at the moment. Well, look, what I was wondering is if you could come over for dinner tonight. No, of course. Lita would love to see you. Who? Well, I suppose I could ask her. All right, mate, fine. I'll see you tonight then. Right, bye.
Who's the receiving officer?
I am.
One prisoner, Janet Rose Dominguez. Oh, by the way, she's supposed to be kept under maximum security. I don't know whether you've been told.
We can put her in solitary confinement. That's the best we can do.
She's your prisoner.
Right, if you care to step through there, get undressed, you'll be searched by a female officer and medically examined. Your property will be listed. You can keep your own clothes for the time being. Do you understand? She does speak English, I suppose, does she?
Doesn't say much at all that I know of. Hasn't said a word since I picked her up.
That's all we need. What's this, Dominguez? What's that, Spanish or something, is it?
Well, there's a woman, I think, in C Division who speaks Portuguese.
Look, you have to be searched and medically examined before we can show you to your cell. Do you understand?
Yes, perfectly well. I've been illegally detained, denied proper representation, and I'm now to be kept in solitary confinement before being unlawfully extradited. I thought Australia was a democracy. I was wrong. I do not recognize your courts. I do not recognize your prison. I certainly do not intend to be here long. Do you understand that?
Watson, Nurse Watson required in X-ray department. Nurse Watson, please, in X-ray immediately. Dr. Vincent to the operating theatre.
Mrs. Healy, how are you?
Macaulay.
Pardon?
My name's Macaulay, since I've been married.
Yes, of course, I'm sorry. Here.
Thank you. I caught the first flight down, and then there was a mix-up at the airport, first with the luggage and then with the taxi. And how is she?
She's pretty bad.
Oh, my God. Have you seen her? Have they let you?
No, not yet. Dr. Hilton did say that he'd be down shortly. I'm hoping to see her soon.
Karen. Thank goodness you were with her at the time.
There wasn't very much I could do, I'm afraid.
Why, Greg? I mean, why would anyone want to kill her?
Mrs. Macaulay.
I mean, poor Karen, she's been through so much.
Come and meet Doreen. This is a friend of Karen's.
Hello.
Hello, Doreen.
Mrs. Macaulay, Karen's mother. Come and sit down.
Thank you.
I know how you feel, Mrs. Macaulay. I was the same when my mother was... when she was sick.
Oh, were you? Of course, I haven't seen Karen for such a long time.
Yeah, I know. Karen's been real good to me.
Has she?
Yeah, she's a real good mate, Karen.
Oxygen immediately to operating theatre C, please.
Greg, she's regained consciousness.
Can I see her?
Just for a few minutes.
It's still pretty bad.
I'm afraid so.
She's a good girl. She always has been.
Nurse Watson required in X-ray department. Nurse Watson,
Greg.
Shh.
I'm sorry.
No, don't speak.
I guess we weren't meant to get married.
Well, of course we were. We still are. When you're better, we're going to have the biggest, brightest, happiest marriage ever. We're going to have lots of kids and be very proud and very happy.
I think so.
I know so.
You have absolutely no right to intern me in this manner. It contravenes all recognized codes of human rights. Not that that would interest you.
You receive 2 exercise periods a day at allotted times.
What, no sheets?
It's for your own protection.
You don't think I might commit suicide?
It has happened.
I wouldn't dignify this place with such an honor.
Your next meal's in 2 hours. Thereafter, 3 times a day. You may not receive letters, nor may you write them. You may, however, receive legal counsel. Do you have any questions? Very well, then. Good night.
Hi. Hi.
Hello. I'm Roz. Who are you?
Janet. Janet Dominguez.
You're new, aren't you?
Yes.
Dominguez, is that Spanish?
No, South American.
You don't sound South American.
I'm English. Dominguez is my married name.
How come they put you in the pound? In solitary?
Political reasons. They're trying to have me extradited.
Why?
You know the consul who got blown up outside the United Nations in New York?
Yes.
They say I did it.
That new one's a bit of a handful.
Yes.
I don't like the look of her at all.
Oh, she can't do much harm in solitary.
No. Oh, look, I've just made a cup of tea. Do you want to join me?
No, thanks. I'm on early shift. I'm about to go home.
I've invited Jeff Butler over for dinner tonight. I don't suppose, well, you'd like to come?
Oh, thanks, Jim. But no, I don't think so.
I just thought it might help you get your mind off things, you know?
Yes, I suppose it could.
Like you to meet Leela, too.
All right, then. Yes, I will.
Good.
Thank you.
I'll pick you up at 7:30 then.
Fine.
Who's that?
It's me,
Who's me?
Herbie.
Oh, God, Herbie, what took you so bloody long?
Drop it, O'Connell! Drop it!
You bastard!
Come on, son. Don't make it difficult.
He saved your life.
You're dead, pal. You're dead.
Take a seat, thank you.
Well, that was a lovely meal. You're a lucky man, Jim.
Yeah, she is a good cook.
I remember back in the old Vung Tau, we would have given our right arm for a meal like that.
I believe some of the more unfortunate ones did.
Yes, well, I guess there are two sides to every argument. I suppose you were one of the intellectuals marching up and down Burke Street, eh?
No, I was looking after the children while their father was having a wonderful time over there doing his duty with you. Would anyone like coffee?
Oh, yes, yes, I would. Thank you, Leela.
Yeah, let's break open the port, eh, Jeff?
Coffee and port? Good idea.
Did Jim tell you about the new prisoner?
No.
Some woman awaiting extradition.
What for?
Well, apparently she was involved in that United Nations bombing thing.
Oh, the terrorist mob.
Yeah.
Yes, though nothing's been proven.
Well, you know what should be done with those types. Put up against the nearest wall and shot. I mean, anything else is just a sheer waste of time and money. Even if they got sentenced, well, it's only an excuse for some of their ratbag mates to try and break them out. 10 rounds of good old 7.62 rapid fire. Blow their revolutionary heads off. It's the only law they understand.
Yes, that would solve all the world's problems, wouldn't it? And of course, you'd be just the person to do it. Does anyone take cream in their coffee?
So I shot her. Seemed the only way at the time. To get justice, I mean. But nobody else seems to understand that.
They wouldn't. So when's your trial?
I've had it. I got life.
It's a long time.
Oh, I don't know. I got out once before. I'll do it again, and I won't be back. One way or another, I don't think I can stand it in here much longer.
Keep your chin up, Roz. You must never let them think they've defeated you.
No. And what about you? How come you married...
Jose?
Yes. Did you meet in South America?
No, London. We were both at the same university. He was studying medicine, I was doing social studies. Social studies.
Is that how you got involved with politics?
No. I was never really interested. Neither was he. We went back to his country after we were married because Jose felt he was needed there. I had a job teaching.
What happened?
There was a military takeover. A political coup. In less than 4 months, they killed over 4,000 people. Another 15,000 were detained without trial.
But your husband would have been all right, wouldn't he? I mean, if he was a doctor.
That's what we thought. One night, the security police came for him. Just a simple matter, they said. They wanted to question him about a traffic offense. I never saw him again.
But why? I mean, that's terrible.
They didn't say. The next day, I went to police headquarters. They denied all knowledge of him. Over the next few weeks, I tried everyone, but it was always the same. People either didn't know or were too afraid to tell. In the end, I even had to leave our flat because the police began to ask about me. Finally, after 6 months, I met up with someone who'd shared a cell with my husband the night of his arrest. He told me Jose had been shot the next morning, along with 15 others.
Why did they shoot him?
They said he was a member of the opposition.
Was he?
No. He treated some wounded who were, and for that he was tortured and then shot. That's what the bastards call justice.
Another port, Meg.
No, I'm fine, thanks, Jim.
Jeff?
Well, just a small one, yeah. So, anyway, they offered me the job on the spot and I caught the next flight over. Only had time to pack a suit, throw in a toothbrush and bang, here I am.
Bit like the old days, eh? 48-hour patrol, draw full rations and ammo, report to the chopper pad, leaving in 15 minutes. Any questions?
Yeah, only not quite the same, eh? Still, a bloke's got to earn a crust somehow, and insurance does pay remarkably well. So, I guess there are some compensations to Civvy Street.
What exactly is an insurance broker? I've never known.
Well, he's sort of a middleman between the client and the insurance blokes. Well, you know, you advise on needs, quotes, you know, get out in the marketplace, drum up a bit of business. A couple of 100,000 here, a few hundred there, out of which you pull off a certain commission plus a car and expenses. Well, you know the sort of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, Jim's been on expenses for some time now. Don't you get free lunches or something?
Well, it's a different line of business you're in entirely, really. Probably a damn side more secure. The bloke before me only lasted 10 days before he got the silver bullet. So that's probably why I only got 10 hours' notice myself.
Well, do they put you up in a hotel or something like that?
A motel. Oh. Yeah, for the first week, and then I have to find somewhere permanent.
Well, you're always welcome to stay here.
Oh, well, no, thanks.
Oh, really, we'd love to have you.
Well, just till I find somewhere definite.
Wouldn't we, Leela?
Yes.
Well, okay, yeah.
Well, there you are then. It's all settled.
Good.
Well, I better be going.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm on an early shift. All week, as a matter of fact.
Oh, what a pity.
Well, I should make a move, too. Can I drop you somewhere?
Oh, no, thanks. I'll get a taxi. It's a bit out of your way.
Well, all the more reason.
No, really.
Look, I insist.
All right.
Well, give us a ring during the week, eh?
Sure. Maybe even arrange a drink.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, Leela. It was a lovely meal.
Yeah, excellent. I look forward to many more.
Yes. It was nice to meet you, Meg. Do come again, won't you?
Thanks.
I'll see you quick.
Okay then, Jim. Thank you very much.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye, Jim. Thanks a lot.
Why did you do that?
Do what?
Look, I've taken 2 weeks off from work just to be with you and the kids, and you invite that mate of yours to come and move in.
Leela, he's a friend. He needed somewhere to stay.
Oh, Jim, you know I don't like him.
Oh, come on, he's not that bad.
He is dangerous. I don't want him in the house. Do you understand?
O'Connell then made a full statement in which he admitted intending to shoot Dr. Miller. Apparently, he was convinced somehow that you were responsible for his mother's imprisonment and for the shootout in which his mate was killed.
What'll happen now?
He'll be charged on both counts of murder. He'll probably plead insanity.
And get off, you mean?
Oh, no, he's not a well lad, Mrs. Macaulay. I doubt if he'll ever be released.
Greg, Mrs. Macaulay, could I have a word with you, please? I need your permission to operate again.
But you said Karen's too weak.
She is. and I wouldn't want to operate under any other circumstances. But the fragments are moving closer to the heart. If we don't operate, she will most certainly die.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then.